Ever assumed that your opinions or behaviors are more common than they really are? Well, you may have experienced what psychologists call the false consensus effect. It's a fascinating cognitive bias where we tend to believe that our views, our values, and even our behaviors are more widely shared than they actually are. Picture this. You're in a room full of people and you think, surely everyone here must agree with me. That's the false consensus effect at work. It's our brain's little way of making us feel like we fit in, even when we might not. And that, my friends, is the false consensus effect in a nutshell. Now that we know what the false consensus effect is, why don't we dive a bit deeper into this fascinating bias? At its core, the false consensus effect is a psychological phenomenon where we believe our own views, beliefs, and behaviors are more common than they really are. It's like wearing rose-tinted glasses that color not just our world, but also how we think everyone else sees it. This bias is primarily driven by the desire to fit in, to be part of the majority. We all want to feel accepted and liked by others, especially in group settings. This urge to conform can sometimes lead us to overestimate the popularity of our own beliefs. It can make us overconfident, believing that our opinions are not just right, but also shared by most. And this isn't just a hunch or hypothesis. The existence of the false consensus effect is backed by empirical evidence and is observed in various contexts, from personal preferences to professional decision-making. This bias is deeply ingrained in our social perception, tracing its roots back to theories like social comparison and projection. But there's more to it. The availability heuristic, which is our tendency to base judgments on readily available information, plays a part in this bias. So does selective exposure, our habit of favoring information that aligns with our views while ignoring the rest. In essence, the false consensus effect is a result of biased processing and inaccurate social perception. It's not just about overestimating the popularity of our opinions. It's about how we perceive, interpret, and understand the world around us. So the false consensus effect is not just about overestimating the popularity of our opinions, but also about our perception of the world around us. So, what have we learned about the false consensus effect? We've delved into the intriguing world of this cognitive bias, where we often perceive our beliefs and behaviors as more commonplace and acceptable than they actually are. This misconception is fueled by our innate desire to fit in and be liked, especially within group settings. This bias can lead us into a trap of overconfidence, making us overestimate the extent of our beliefs. It's remarkable how this effect is not just limited to our personal preferences, but extends to our professional decision-making as well. The false consensus effect is deeply rooted in theories of social perception, such as social comparison and projection. It's also influenced by the availability, heuristic, and selective exposure, making it a fascinating example of how our minds can sometimes lead us astray. Understanding this cognitive bias is more than just a psychological curiosity. It's a tool that can help us make better decisions, improve our social interactions, and be more open-minded in our everyday lives. The next time you assume everyone shares your opinion, remember the false consensus effect. Awareness is the first step towards overcoming biases. Thanks for tuning in.